What's up, guys? Scoob from Dirt Soldiers MX and the Motocross Training Academy. Just got off my track, putting laps in, getting off this long, hard winter, man. It was a long, hard winter. I'm from PA here, and it was a brutal winter, and I just couldn't wait till it was over, and it feels so good to get on this bike and ride. But also, I'm coming off like a 2-year break where I almost didn't ride because of some injuries I had, where I broke my ribs like twice in a row within a short amount of time, and it kind of got me down. You know, I'm getting a little older also. I'm going to be 41 here in May, and Father Time's definitely scratching at my back. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, these things have kind of compiled, and then I just been out for like 2 years, and that's the video I want to give to you today. But here I am, I'm out, I'm putting laps on my track because what I'm doing is just giving a little bit every day. I'm just going to get out here, I'm going to put the laps in, and I know it'll come back to me, and I know it'll come back quick because I have the techniques down. It's just I'm rusty, you know. I'm rusty on moving on the bike, I'm rusty on hitting my lines just perfect, and I'm rusty on my cardio a little bit, and that's why I get out and try to run every day or walk and do some cardio. And what you guys got to do is, you know, even if you're somewhere I have, or you've been riding all your life and some injuries happened, or you're just a beginner, you got to get out and just give a little bit every day. You got to get out and just put the laps in, try every day to get your laps in. Motocross is such a mental game. You wouldn't believe how mental this game is, how the mental aspect of this game. I mean, here I am coming off a 2 years stint where I didn't ride all that much in 2 years because of injuries, and my mental aspect of riding is gone. It's a roller coaster ride. Now I'm going down that dip like crazy. You know what I mean? Now I'm climbing back up to the top of that peak, and I got to get out here and I got to ride every day to get back to the top of that peak. You know what I mean? And I can tell you, when I was younger and I used to ride, I was hard into racing. I was racing all the time. You have this with guys that well, what I want to say is that you have injuries in this sport, okay? If you guys are watching this video and you're motocross racers who are hardcore into riding motocross, even if you're beginners, I just want to let you know you're going to have injuries. That's part of this sport. It's something you have to accept. You have to be willing to, accept. You're going to have injuries in this sport. It's just a guarantee. It's what happens. The key to it is whether you let them injuries get you down, push you down and keep you down, or you get back up, you stand back up, and you never give up. That's the key to it. And I never, my thing was that, man, I had many injuries, believe me. I broke my leg so bad one time I was in a wheelchair for a year. I really was. And then after that, I got out of the wheelchair, I had to rehab for almost another year, and I made a comeback from that because in my mind I knew I wanted to ride, and I was never going to give up. I was never going to let that injury hold me back. I wanted to get back to riding. I love this sport. It's in my soul. I call it engraved in your DNA, and it's engraved in my DNA. And I knew I was coming back, you know. But what happened was I come back from that injury, and here I am at the track, and these guys that I used to smoke, these guys that was nothing to me, I could, eat these guys up on the track, were now faster than me because I was really rusty, okay? I'm back to riding, but I'm just not back to my 100% yet, 110%. And these guys could beat me, and they would do little things that would walk by my pit, and give me a little smirk because they knew they were beating me. But the one thing I knew in my mind was I was coming back, and I knew these guys because I've been around them, that they weren't training like I was training, and they weren't giving that little bit every day to put in the time to make the comeback. And I thought, I'm a very competitive person, I have a very competitive spirit in me, and I see these guys beat me up, and I knew these guys were not putting in the effort I was, so I knew at some point I was going to be back, and that smirk was going to be wiped off their face, and I was going to be beating them, and they were going to walk by my pit with their head down the next time, because that's just my competitive spirit. And I knew, and the thing I'm trying to get across to you today, as a beginner rider or as a rider that's been in this sport a while, you gotta just put the effort in every day. Get out there, ride, put a little bit in, try every day somehow to move forward if you're into this game of motocross, whether it be, it don't have to be on the bike. The bike's the best way, but it's through exercise, through just believing in yourself, through your mental aspect. Like I said earlier, this game is so, the game of motocross there's so much mental. If you go back to that story I just told you a second ago, when I come back, I didn't believe myself fully because I wasn't hitting my lines, I wasn't riding all that great. But as time went on, and I started hitting my lines and started to get, here I come, getting faster, getting better, moving up from maybe 5th or 6th in the race, back up to 2nd, started to win races. Well, guess what happened? I got my swagger back. I like to call it your swagger. And that build my mental aspect back up. Now I believe in myself. I feel good, you know what I mean? I'm getting that bike off the back of the truck, and I believe I can do damage on that track. So just don't ever give up. If you're serious about this sport, don't give up. Put the effort in every day. Just, it don't have to be a lot. Here I am out on my track right now. I just put in, I just got up this morning and I made sure I come out and got like 5 laps in. I wore my heart rate monitor to see where I was at. I got my heart rate monitor on right now, and you know, I just got 5 laps in, and then just got my wife out here and decided to shoot this video for you guys. And that's all I'm gonna do today. But you know what? That's 5 laps towards me building my mental strength and me feeling better, me getting knocking that rust off me. And here we go. I'm gonna do it every day, and I'm gonna push every day, build my mental back up, and I'm on that roller coaster and I'm climbing that thing back up. The thing is, when I get to the top, I want to stay there for a while. I don't want that thing going back down, but it can happen, guys. If we have a crash, we wreck, and we get a little injury, we start down that other side. It's just, remember, it's always gonna go back up, but it's up to you to make yourself and push yourself to go back up that roller coaster, make that climb back to the top, and be awesome at this sport. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Have a good one.